Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own clothing items and put your design on any item of clothing that you want. So today specifically, I'm going to be making my Halloween costume because we got Halloween coming up in a couple days, and so I really want to make sure I have the best costume, you know. I'm always one that wants to be something that you can't just buy off the shelf, so I've had to learn how to make my own designs and make my own clothing for these costumes. So of course, here is my costume, little part of it, of course, the part that we printed today. I'm making a sugar-free Red Bull can because it is my favorite drink. But of course, this is the final result, so I'm going to show you guys how we got to this point and how to do it well so it doesn't look like some janky I printed it myself kind of deal. So of course, the supplies you are going to need are garment of choice, transfer paper, scissors, an iron, and a printer. First, start by taking a plain piece of paper and measuring it up to your garment to decide how big of a design you want to make. Next, it is time to create our design. So I suggest using any kind of free software. I like to use Adobe Express. It is free to all college students and is super simple and easy to use. Once you have created your design, you'll need to size it to your correct size of transfer paper. Once you have done that, it is time to download and print. Most importantly, you need to make sure that your print settings are on photo paper to ensure that you get the best quality for your design. Now let's unbox our transfer paper. So first, of course, it comes with our instructions, and this is what we are going to be following to get the best results possible. And then, of course, it comes with our transfer paper and a piece of parchment paper, and you're going to want to keep this parchment paper for all of your designs. Now let's load our paper and begin printing. Because you can only print on the transfer paper on one side, it's super important to know how your paper gets fed into your printer. So for me, I took the time to mark a piece of paper and print just something random on it so that I knew which side of the paper got fed into and printed on, so that you can make sure that you are printing on the correct side of your transfer paper. Now let's get to cutting out our design. So one mistake that I made when I did my little trial run of this is I didn't realize that any white that you left or the white surrounding your design would be transferred onto the paper, and so you have to make sure that you are cutting out as detailed as you want your design on your shirt to be. If you want white surrounding it, cut out the white surrounding it and put it on. If you don't want any white around your design, make sure you are very meticulously cutting out your design to get the best results. Now once your design is cut out, line it up on your garment and turn on your iron to the cotton setting. Next, you'll need to remove the backing piece from each part of your design on your transfer paper, and it's kind of meticulous and hard to get off, but once you've gotten that piece removed, then place it down onto your garment, making sure it is centered and exactly where you want. Continue doing this for each piece of your design. Once you've gotten all the backings removed and your design is exactly in place where you want it, take your parchment paper and lay it down softly onto your design, making sure you haven't moved any of the parts around, and taking your iron and begin pressing to ensure that you are getting all the corners down. Then you can move around your iron in a snake-like pattern across your design for a minute to a minute 30. Once you have fully transferred your design onto your garment, you can then remove the parchment paper and admire your work. Overall, I'm so happy with how this turned out, and the transfer paper I use is from Michaels, but you can really get it anywhere. I specifically got a stretchy one because I knew my fabrics were going to be stretchy and on a darker fabric, so depending on what color your garment is what transfer paper you're going to want to get. I know this process is kind of a lengthy and tedious process, and you do need some higher tech equipment with the iron and the printer, but I know almost everybody's parents have these, so if you're in college and you don't have it and you need to go and borrow someone's, it's super easy to just go borrow their equipment for the time being. I know there's a lot of places also that will print out on the transfer paper for you. You'll just have to pay like a little bit, but totally worth it if you are unable to find your costume in store. This was honestly such a great experience, and I'm excited I like have a skill now that I can go and like print on whatever I want. So here's that final result again, and have fun on Halloween or whatever your plans are to do with your new shirt and your new clothes.